We'll do it live. Fuck this thing. Okay, ladies and gentlemen. Where do I even fucking begin with this patch? Apologies. I had to work, so I couldn't play this game. Couldn't really comment on the changes that were done on the PTB. But what the fuck? We thought we were going to get a really changing patch, a really good patch, something that will really change the way the game is played. Yeah, that's a fucking lie. So they decided that we're going to do the diminishing returns. So now status effects, it says while in the trial, repeated positive or negative gameplay modifiers and status effects are now affected by diminishing returns. Identical modifiers granted by powers, items, perks, and offerings will now be reduced passively as they become stacked. Why? It says modifiers granted from killer power and survivor items are excluded from diminishing. So, again, you're making perks worthless again. Do you not know how your fucking game works? It says the gameplay modifier with the highest aptitude value is always applied, with lesser ones are progressively lowered to a percentage of their original value. The game prioritizes the highest value, reducing the impact of lesser ones. So the first 100, 20, or 50, 25, 12.5, and then 5% of value. They tried this years ago, and it was shot down so fucking hard. It was ridiculous. Progress bar update, which is basically they just gave new animations to the progress bar to reinforce the speed differences. The color has been updated to represent this. Visible team perks. It says the match details have been updated to show the loadout of players of the same team. Perks, add-ons, offerings. That is a horrible idea. Elements can be hovered to display the descriptions. The loadout of the opposite team is not displayed until the match is over, following the final screen behavior, which is going to fuck people over. But I did see that the power was available, so you basically have given all the surprise out of the game. For killers, spectator mode. While in spectator mode, most elements in the HUD can be hovered to display their description, perks, items, add-ons, goals, and status effects. Aura customization, we'd love to see this. Killer updates. The Blight getting nerfed again. Like, do they not know how this game works? Do they not know that people fucking, do they not play their own game? Instead of this, how about fixing the Blight's fucking hitbox system? You know the thing that's broken right now? Instead of nerfing him for a 5th time, first they reduce his movement speed to 4.4 instead of 4.6. Okay, breaking down a pallet now reduces rush tokens down to 2 below maximum, and resets current rush token recharge at 0%. Includes basic break and special break killer actions. Power description updated to reflect changes. So you've nerfed him again for no reason. He was already taking a massive L from the past 4 patches you had done for him. Then you made it seem like there was a big patch coming for these killers. Doctor. 7.5. Like you're just baby picking. Like giving the cannibal a buff, just like you're buffing the wrong shit. This is interesting, though. The Ghostface at 15 seconds was 17. So now his ability is going to come up at 10 seconds. Plus. Like 10 to 8 seconds. It's like going to take no time at all. So it's the Infinite Night Shroud build, which I will become going through later. Shred movement speed, 19 ms instead of 18.4, which you've made it faster. Shred, 55 degrees per second instead of 27.5, making it easier to turn. Increased duration of undetectable. Okay. But you've buffed the dredge again, making it movement speed while changing range of darkness to 4 meters was 3.8. Slight buff, but still a buff. Like, he didn't need it. He's already broken as fuck. He's actually one of the stronger killers in the game. He's actually an S tier killer that you've just buffed. Wesker. So now, I will say this. Wesker did need a little bit of help because after his changes, it has been a little rough for them. But at the same time, he's still in the fucking high fucking 60s. He's still in the 60% range. Next, we have decreases recovery time of Virulent Bound by 2.7 seconds. Decreases charge time per token to 5 seconds was 5.5. Increases duration of chain-bound window to 2.5, making it so that he chains better and some things. But here's another thing. This shit added support to multiple power icons, new power icon mapped to deploy drone, rotate, and recall actions. So there was no buff for the Skull Merchant whatsoever. It was just adding support. And it should have been done a while ago. Yeah, she is getting a rework eventually, whenever they feel like it. But it's just ridiculous. It's the unknown. So his UVX is getting a buff, and then decreased survivor vision linger so they buffed or I don't even know. Then we have the animatronic, which yes, he did need a little bit of a tweak. He did need some help. It says decrease the time the fire axe when embedded in the environment to 6 seconds. Decrease the time to recall the fire axe when embedded into survivors is now 10 seconds. Decrease battery consumption per camera in use to 6% was 7. Decreased battery consumption upon survivor teleport to 12% was 15. Key binding for grab axe animation updated to use power input attack input. Which was already done. I don't know why they're saying that they did it again, but it is what it is. Now we have some add-on changes, which, interestingly enough, the animatronic getting those base kit changes were nice. Okay, well, let's go into some of the changes. Nurse extends the duration of the lunge after more than one lunge by 10%. So you've nerfed Nurse again. Wall-Eyes Matchbook, it says decreases Night Shroud recovery time by 2 seconds was 3. I kind of figured that was going to get hit, but you're hitting the wrong one, if I remember correctly. There's another one that gives like 8 seconds. Like, it's still pretty fucking bad. Because Ghostface, where was it? Where did they put it? You knocked off for 2 seconds, but you only knocked 1 second off. Like, no. Restaurant menu, common, decreases the minimum time to retrieve an embedded axe in the environment by 10%, was 20. So they nerfed that. Access panel, aiming a fire axe reveals survivors within 6 meters of the security doors with killer instinct, was 4 meters. Yeah, because that thing is fucking useless. I still think it's going to be useless, but... Fast Track. So Fast Track got changed in this patch because, But now it says whenever a survivor is hooked, you earn up to 1, 2, 3 tokens, up to 999. While repairing, whenever you hit a great basic skill check, spend all tokens. For each spent token, the generator loses 1% permanent progress, was 2. So they've nerfed it, but it's still the same fucking problem. Because now it's 9%, okay? But you can still stack it with other perks. This is what they don't understand. The perk didn't get... You just punched it a little. You slapped it on the wrist. You need to change Fast Track completely. Because it's too broken of a fucking perk. We'll see how it is in the PTB, but, and then a bunch of bug fixes. or actually not a lot of bug fixes. What the fuck? There's like nothing. Where's all the bug fixes? There's like nothing. Holy shit. But I digress. You would think I would go to the PTB, but I'm actually not because, yeah, you know what? Fuck it. Game versions, player test branch, update. And yes, they did update some stuff for the update, so do be aware. Another thing is that it's just another day at the office because it's like, it's Dead by Daylight not knowing how to patch their game. First things first, Ghostface did not need a change, as well as other Dead by Daylight killers that they just changed. Wesker definitely needed the change. Wesker definitely needed some change because his kit was weaker because of what they did to him. But it wasn't his power that was making him broken. It was the fact that, you know, he had a bug that was fucking a lot of people. So Dredge did not need a buff. Dredge needed to be nerfed, if anything. Demogorgon did not need a buff. Demogorgon was fine the way he was. The Doctor did not need a buff. He needed a rework. The Cannibal did not need a buff. He needed to be left in the pits of hell. Mastermind needed a bigger buff because he is incredibly weak now. Skull Merchant did not need fucking support. Skull Merchant needed a rework. I mean, you made this big-ass announcement, like, acting like, oh, this is the preview. This was, by the way, patched on Monday. This was on a Monday, and then you just said, oh, we're going to put it out the next day. Like, we're supposed to be excited about that. Like, when you put out a shit patch, you put out a shit patch. Unknown. Again, did not need to be buffed. Got buffed. Animatronic actually did need a buff, but did not need these nerfs. These nerfs are going to cause some problems. Now you're giving survivors a bit more time to teleport. When you gave him very little buffs, honestly. I mean, you've given him, what, 1 second and 2 seconds? Oh, boy. You're so... Oh... But then you go around and nerf one of his biggest fucking, like, add-ons, giving it a 10%. You've basically made the add-on fucking worthless. They should have just left it alone. But I mean... all this, there should be a hell of a lot more bugs fixed than this. You've got a shitload of bugs that need to be fixed. And you're not even catching all of them. This is like only like a tiny fucking fraction. Yeah, but this diminishing thing... It says, Dev note, after 10 years of Dead by Daylight, the ability of killers and survivors to stack modifiers indefinitely has enabled an ever-accelerating and more intense gameplay. With the update, we aim to normalize how modifiers from different sources interact against each other in order to better prepare the integrity of the game, better preserve the integrity of the game. All major gameplay modifiers and status effects for both roles are included in this update. Additionally, this change will help us as developers create new interesting powers, items, and perks with a roster of exciting new game modifiers, with far less risk of creating unintended game-breaking scenarios. We will be closely monitoring this change during the PTB and look forward to your feedback. The problem is they've already tried this, and it still didn't fucking work. If anything, it actually got major backlash. No, what you need to do is you need to listen to your fucking community and stop fucking, like, just going and doing your own thing. When you have players, you have literal players like me who have spent thousands of hours into this game. I have probably 4,000 plus hours. Like, start listening to those players. Listen to your casuals. Listen to the people who, you know, play your game. Go to both sides, go to Killer and Survivor, and ask them, what are the most annoying and frustrating things about your game? I can tell you one. It's that every killer in Dead by Daylight only has one style of play. Their add-ons don't do anything to add any changes besides Michael. Michael is the only killer in Dead by Daylight that adds multiple different gameplay styles depending on what add-on you use. I mean, Trickster's literally just a one-trick pony. Throw knives, down survivors, you're done. But even you fucked that up when you didn't give him his speed boost. He needs to go to Force 6, and we're still telling you the same thing. The entire community is saying it. But no, you want to do your own fucking thing, and you want to be, you know, a quirky little white girl who fucking, you know, fucking just, who does their own fucking thing. It's just, it's so frustrating, man. It's frustrating. You have devs every fucking day that are just so oblivious to their own players. And hell, we've even had fucking players come up with killers and designs and ideas that were better than the devs. Hell, the main fucking, like, the Grimoire that was supposed to be a community-made killer is completely fucking just, it's just slop. Some of the shit that was voted on were literally dismissed. No, instead of making the game not fun, make the game, instead of making the game not fun, maybe make the game, you know, fun again. Give survivors more perks to utilize. You are so worried about a skill ceiling or a power ceiling when you already broke that scale years ago. You got so much aura creep in this game, it's fucking ridiculous. And you act like you're, like, trying to revolutionize this game. This game is just, it's hard to play. It is hard to play Dead by Daylight. Because you're doing everything wrong. And I know you are. And I know that, you know, they're probably, like, people are going to be like, oh, aren't you being too harsh? I am being harsh because this game is 10 fucking years old, and they should get their shit together. But this Grimoire prototype, like, yes, they had King, they had Spooky Loops, Otstarva, at least the ones I know. Basically, and Hans. Can't forget about Hans. They all played the freaking prototype, which is the new killer, which looks like a fucking amalgamation of fucking despair between the Dredge, the fucking, like, multitude of killers and shit, because they were testing out new builds and stuff. Come save Jimbo here. Available in 6.3 seconds. And the thing is, they're probably going to have to limit the shit out of this, by the way. Or at least change how it works. I don't know. It's downloading. We'll play it in a minute, but... And then as a result of engine updates, the download size for this update will be larger than normal. So, what's the update size? Jeez, 50 fucking gigabytes? What the fuck are you putting in this patch? Good fucking lord. And then these kill rates are fucking ridiculous. $67 to $47. So, I mean, that just doesn't make any sense. It would probably be more like 43%. Yeah, 43.8 to 67.1. That would kind of make a bit more sense. Because, I mean, that would probably match up better. It says broad MMR. Probably make a little bit more sense. But even then, it's still a little fucked. But... it's about 50% done. Yeah, but this update is a absolute downer. See how the progress bar is, because it says previously the color was dependent on the individual contributor, i.e. a player could see the bar as red even going faster. That needed to be fixed years ago. These customization features should have been in years ago too. Like, this shit is like, it's old. I'm gonna let this download. I'll be back. We'll play a whole session, but I'm taking a little bit of bandwidth. You can see I'm running by 500, but anyway, thank you guys for watching. That's been the PTB. We'll be back in a little bit, probably when this is done, and then I'll see you next time. But I'll be playing this. I'm just saying that I have to go do something real quick. So anyway, thanks for watching. Bye.